something fun, I don't know, or rather interesting, something to think about. Let's talk about probably social media and how much of an impact that's making. I think we lucky, like I'm not even that old. I'm 25 years old. I actually didn't mention that. I'm 25 years old, and when I was in high school, we didn't have cell phone. Well, I didn't have a cell phone or access to social media. So there is that, just as a young adult that I am now, the great pressure of social media. You know, when you feel like you don't have it together, you're looking at all these images of people riding fancy cars, umuntu onendoda enhle, the house, whatever it is, and it gives you the pressure that you do not need, such as now where you're not doing enough in life or whatever. So how to break that is, one, find yourself just within yourself, then connect yourself with God. People take that very lightly and they find it's connect yourself with God. That's so important because it makes you realize, am I being too heavy? Because it makes you realize and that's also another thing that connects you with your true self and the purpose and your purpose and why you're here. Really, you can never be that other person. You were made unique to be your own self. So forget about the pressure of the world. Forget about the pressure, the fancy cars, the pretty girls with the long hair, the weaves. Because to be honest, most of these things don't even look as like they seem, so don't force yourself or feel depressed. That's also another thing that we go through as well with the social media thing, the depression, looking at someone else thinking, Mina Angi, I am far from where I'm meant to be. And that usually strikes the most when you're probably at home unemployed. All you have is that phone of yours, social media, going through, looking at other people's life journeys while you're watching TV at home, and it hits you hard. Yay, I am far from succeeding. Other than that, if you can just put your phone aside for a second or rather use it for something useful, such as finding yourself, how can I provide and how can I add to the world? What can you do? And then things will come together and you should be fine. But the greatest thing now, as the world is changing, I think just find your passion more than anything. Don't just find savings to get over it. But when you feel like, I need to just take this, and then while work on your passion, after your 9 to 5, go home and work on your passion. So I think that's also very, very important. And about embracing who you are, just loving yourself and not being afraid to say it. We live in a world now where you're not even allowed to say you're pretty. Like, if you say that out loud, you've done something so wrong, all of a sudden that it makes you feel uncomfortable. So I've lived a life where I've been I think even till now, by the way, I live a life where you hear it every day, but you still not accepting it and you're uncomfortable with even saying those words. And that's something we struggle with as women. But a fun fact just to make you laugh is that about the whole social media thing, all those pretty girls, sometimes they don't even look like what they look like in pictures, like in real life, that's not how they look like. I don't even look like this. So let me take off my wig so you see the real me. This is me. You see, most of these girls, that's how they look like. So I hope that makes you feel good about yourself, okay? Bye, guys. Hi guys, my name is Mandisa Hlatshwayo. Where am I from? I'm from Richards Bay. Was born in Pangeni. Grew up in Skawini Township for about 10 years. We then moved to Richards Bay and I've been living in Richards Bay. That's where I grew up. Yeah. So, as my name has been mentioned, with that being mentioned, I am a woman, a lady, a girl. Also, I am a mother. I have a 4-year-old beautiful, beautiful son, my everything. From being a mother, I also am a daughter. I was actually meant to mention that first. From that, I am then an employee at Investec Umhlanga, currently doing switchboard. I'm a switchboard operator. Loving it. Enjoy talking to people, communicating with people. I love working with people. So I'm definitely at the right field at the moment. With growth, we will see where God leads me. So in high school, I went to a high school called John Ross College in Richards Bay. John Ross College in Richards Bay. My grade 8 was in 2007. I completed my matric in 2011. The subjects I did was Maths Core. Huge mistake just on my side. Maths Core, Physical Science, Geography, Business Studies. Those are just my major subjects. And then obviously you have your English, your Afrikaans, life orientation, and all of that. So truth be told, I struggled with most of my subjects. In fact, during high school, we never had much options when it came to subjects, like in terms of things that you related more to. For instance, I would have never picked physics, I would have never picked geography or Maths Core. So because I always knew that I've just always wanted something that's more entertaining, that relates with people, connecting with people. So that's just what I related with. So anyway, that was my journey in high school. With all that said, I did pass with a bachelor's degree. Okay, so I pushed through. So had to make myself proud regardless, and my parents proud, of course, because my parents are teachers. My father's a principal, my mother's a teacher, so they pushed really hard in terms of my whole, you need to do your maths, you need to do your science. And as kids, you want to make your parents proud, so that's what I did. So after high school, which was then in 2012, I struggled with getting into varsity because of my points. As much as I did pass, but it was a bit of a challenge getting into varsity. But through God's grace, I then I went into Varsity College, Durban North. Didn't know what I was gonna do at all, had no idea. Because I'm thinking, okay, I have my maths, my physics. I'm like, I don't want to continue with that. So with luck, when I entered Varsity College, there was this new degree that they had just launched. It was called Bachelor of Arts in Corporate Communications. So they spoke about it. There was a launch all about it. And I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. I see myself doing this. I loved it. We were the first year at the time, 2012, first years to start off with this degree. So I enjoyed it. A students throughout first year, second year, third year. Let me also mention the fact that I fell pregnant on my third year. Great, and that was, now I was stuck, and that was probably when I was entering probably the third semester at the time. There's assignments, there's exams, there's all of that. Now imagine pregnant. Here you are going through the stress. Now I'm on my last year. How can this happen? So let's not forget again, my parents are teachers. So they were like, tummy or no tummy, you will make sure that you complete this degree. So I pushed through again. From being an A student, I went down to being a B student. Still not too bad, okay? So So that happened. It was the greatest challenge, but I pushed through, again through God's grace. I don't know how I went through that. I was able to graduate in record time. I completed my degree 2012. I graduated in 2014. I got my degree. Right after that, obviously there's the struggle with now you've graduated, now your first job. Now you need to look for a job. Where do I start? And then you go through again this phase of, where do I go now? Okay, I have this degree. Where do I go? Where do I use it? So that was again a struggle. And in communications, again, I think it matters where you are again with that, because I'm from Richards Bay. So after graduating, I went back to Richards Bay. Struggle. It's a very small city, so not much on communications, your PR, your marketing, not much of that. So which then led to me going into reception work I then worked, that was my first job at private hospital, Richards Bay Hospital. I was a receptionist for about 5 to 6 months. From there, I then got a job in Durban. Some technology. It dealt with education though. It dealt with education, selling of resources to make students study easier in terms of, instead of distributing textbooks, let's do this online. So that's what we did. So we would copy and paste textbooks on an online platform where we would then sell links and stuff like that. So that's what I did for a year. Right after that, that was a contract, a year of a contract. Right after that contract ended. It wasn't renewed, unfortunately, so I had to go back home. I was home for about 2 years. Even that, like looking back now, that was God's plan again, because I wouldn't change that period. When I was back home, I was closer to my son. Let's not forget that I did fall pregnant. So that was a period where I was actually able to be with my son, full on connecting. So that was, I don't regret that period of my life, but it was also a bit of a struggle. That's when you're, hi, Bo, what am I doing? Oh, look, I was in school with those people. Now they're working, they have cars, they're successful, because we all go through that pressure of looking at people, and you're thinking, hi, Bo, these people are doing this. I went through a lot of that. We can all attest to that we've all gone through that. But anyway, that happened. And then one day, I was chilling at home, because I was home for about a year and a half. So one day I was chilling at home, and then there was just this event that was happening at church, and I remember being lazy to go. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I remember being so lazy to go to this function, and I went. Okay, I went, got someone to look after my child. I went to church. So when I got there, how these ladies come to me, Betty, listen, you're serving, you're gonna PA this lady that's gonna, our guest speaker, you're gonna PA her. And I was like, what do you mean? Because people never believe me. I'm very, very shy. Okay, very, very shy, always at the back. I don't like attention. So I'm like, what do you mean I'm PA? And they're like, you're gonna PA. You're going to go in there. There's 2 ladies. You're gonna assist them. You're gonna make sure they're drinking water, whatever, assist them. We PA up. I'm like, there's no way. Anyway, abantu abadala, respect first. I was like, okay, fine. I dragged my feet walking in there. Thank God when I walked in, lovely ladies, smiles on their faces. So I sat down. I sat down with them, had a chat. All about, what do you do? I told them that I'm at home. She was with Ulondiwe. I'm sure you guys are very, very familiar with her. So it was Lihle. Lihle was with Ulondiwe. So they both asked me, what do you do? I said, oh no, I have a degree in communications, but I'm currently at home looking for a job. It's been tough. I'm applying. Sometimes you apply online and you feel like you're wasting your time. Never my response. Probably when you do get a response, it's almost like a fraud thing. I experienced that. So when like, oh, let's then we guarantee you the spots. And I'm like, I know. So anyway, I had a chat with the ladies. I said, oh no, man, Ulondiwe did the exact same degree that I did. So she was excited. She was like, what? We need to exchange numbers. I would love to continue to talk to you. I mean, I was like, this girl, the fact that she even put efforts in even continuing to reach out, check on me to say, Aibo, how's it going? Are you still okay? How's the job hunting going? I was like, where does this girl come from? I love that about her so much. So eventually, out of nowhere, I think we stopped talking for about a few months. And then out of nowhere, she reached out to me again and she said, "Hi Mandy, how are you? Like, are you still job hunting? Are you still looking for a job? How's that going?" I'm like, "Nah, manje girl, I'm at home, still job hunting, waiting, you know." And she said, "Listen, sort out your CV now. There's a position at Investec Umhlanga. They're looking for someone as a receptionist. Vele kuncane, mhlambe it might be little. This is how much they're paying. Are you interested?" I'm like, "Girl, I am interested. I don't care. I am interested." Because I think one of the greatest lessons I also learned is that you can't sit and expect something huge as a start. Yes, it does happen with others, but you just appreciate what you get at the time. So I was like, absolutely, let's do that. And ganjalo, I went through my interviews. I got my interviews. I went through my first interview. Can I just also mention the torture? I went through my first interview. That went well. I got called for a second interview. That was my first time going through 2 interviews. I'm like, a second interview for what? What do people ask? And I had to Google it. What do people ask in a sec? That's very important as well, being able to Google what to expect in interviews. I went through a 3rd interview, okay? That also, and until I eventually got the job. So after all those times, that period, I eventually got a job, permanent job. Here I am, okay, girl, permanent job. You know, and then that's just my journey and where I am now. I recently started at my new job. I started in August, so this is probably like my 3rd, 4th month. And yeah, it's been a great journey and I'm just excited for the future. Where do I see myself after this? Right now, I am embracing where I am now. It took a lot for me to be where I am now. And but obviously I want to grow, and I wouldn't want to be in the same position for like too long. You know, it's a start. It's a great start. I'm very, very happy. So where do I see myself? I see myself definitely in communications. I see myself somewhere in marketing. Investec does have that division. I see myself, definitely getting involved, even in business, having my own thing eventually, selling of hair. Like being on my own, because you have to be a woman in business eventually, one day. Obviously, after matric, you need to go to varsity, university, whatever. So I went to Varsity College, Durban North, 2012. Obviously I did. Okay. So when I went to varsity, now I needed to decide on which degree I wanted to get involved in, whether it was a degree or a diploma at the time, because I did struggle with points. That's also another thing, is that mhlambe this could be also another just lesson with regards to, just because you might feel like you don't have enough points, it's not the end of the world. You know, you're able to fix your marks, now you can even repeat matric, that is. Let me get back to my varsity life though. So I went to Varsity College, Durban North, beautiful varsity. I did a degree in Bachelor of Arts in communications. The requirements with regards to communications in Varsity College, I'm not too sure about other varsities, but with regards to Varsity College, what you needed was a bachelor's pass in matric. Your English needed to just be grades, okay? And not much pressure. So when I went into Varsity College and did this degree, one of my major subjects was we did corporate communications science, psychology, and we did business management. That was probably the major subjects, because I did those subjects throughout my first year till my last year. I think business management fell off in 3rd year though, 2nd term. That's my journey in Varsity College with regards to my studies and my modules. Obviously now, during that time, I then had a challenge. One of my challenges was within my last year, and it was obviously the most crucial year within your qualification. That's about when I fell pregnant. Okay, I actually fell pregnant in second year, towards the end. Gave birth. I'm just doing my calculations, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was second year, towards the end. And I gave birth in May. Third year, yeah, in May. So that's May, June, which is June, there's exams. So very, very hectic. Which is why even after giving birth, I was with my son for probably 2 weeks. And my parents were like, get back to school. Do your job. So you can just imagine how difficult that was. But regardless, as much as that period was painful in terms of, I felt pregnant, there's a sense of even, obviously, embarrassment during the pregnancy. Now you're in varsity. And let me be, okay? But I was in Varsity College. Like, where have you seen umlung okhulelwe during varsity times? Guys, okay? So that was also another thing. I was probably the only person pregnant within the whole varsity. So now that's also another thing. As much as that was very challenging, that was just my battle within myself. Like, everyone else was chilled. Like, no one cared. Everyone was just living their own lives. But that's the thing with life. We feed ourselves with this negativity. We kill ourselves sometimes with all this overthinking, analyzing things in our lives. So that was very tough on me. I did fall pregnant. The lessons learned there is that just because you go through challenges, not just pregnancy, any challenge, it's not the end of the world. You need to realize, Zoguti, not that we get satisfaction that you're not alone in challenges, but you need to realize that you're not the only person going through challenges. And at the end of the day, you need to move on. You're alone in this world, okay? My mom usually says, "Wafika wedwa sisi, uzohamba wedwa." So you need to push. Like, you need to push. You can't beat yourself up. Oh, I fell pregnant. People are laughing at me. And like, who doesn't fall pregnant now? Like who doesn't fall pregnant? It's not even terrible anymore. It's not like a shocker now. It's not the end of the world. You fell pregnant, okay, have your baby, get back to work, get back to school, get your degree, get your job. Now you have motivation. And that's also another thing. To me, it was just a short period of time where I felt ashamed. After that was a great blessing to me. I pushed, he motivated me to do better. He motivated me to now I need to get my things together for myself so I can be the best mother to my son. So what other lesson did I learn? I don't know if I should get into friendships, but not everyone is your friend as well. During those times, I think you also get to realize who's really for you, who's really about you. And you will learn that about the person you're sitting next to during high school, that person will probably not even be there in varsity. And even when you're out of varsity, like, life is about taking care of yourself and others, of course, but don't forget to take care of yourself. And that was one of the greatest lessons that I learned. But the main one is that with every challenge that you face, it is not the end of the world. Clean yourself up, get back to work, and get your goals set. So my current role right now, at the moment, I am at Investec. What I do at Investec is that I am a switchboard operator. What is a switchboard operator? So what that is, we work hand in hand with receptionists. So we're more familiar with what a receptionist is. So a switchboard operator works hand in hand with receptionist. We're more on behind the scenes, incoming calls, attending to clients' needs, basically more of, hi, how can I please speak to so and so? We're transferring of calls, taking in information, taking in messages, delivering messages to the right people. It's just the assisting of clients. So this, obviously, you need to have all the patience. You need to love actually communicating with people. You need to be friendly. You need to be able to handle angry clients, annoyed clients. As now a switchboard operator, you need to be able to say the right things as well. How to handle angry clients, like those are the kind of questions you get asked in interviews. Guti, how will you be able to handle an angry client? conflicts. How do you handle conflicts, because working environments do have conflicts. So how do you handle conflicts? How do you deal with people? You need to be able to deal with people even around you, not just the people that's calling in. You need to be able to socialize yourself. It's more or less even within communications, you're dealing with people. So you need to love people, know how to engage well with people, be of assistance to people. Am I allowed to speak Zulu? With people, because that's exactly switchboard operator. You're literally at a desk, you're sitting down and you're taking in calls. That's it. You're taking in calls, messages, transferring them to the relevant person that's needed at the time, and that's it. Fun job if uthanda ukukhuluma nabantu. So that's also another thing, that you shouldn't sometimes force yourself in something that you would not have the time for. So it's for people that literally just generally enjoy talking and having a good time with people. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Common question, tough to answer. But I'll just be general, with just things that have been crossing my mind lately. But I do see myself being a businesswoman in terms of just doing my own thing. I've had many people telling me to get into motivational speaking. Many people telling me to, and it's something that I relate to. It's just I need to crack my shell. So I do see myself getting into motivational speaking, blogging, just talk about my life. I see myself getting into business, the hair side, beauty side of things. That's basically where I see myself in 5 years. Probably, obviously, I'll be married with at least 5 kids. A beautiful home with my family, successful, just doing what I love and something that I'm really passionate about, which is probably something in beauty, communications, such as motivational speaking, dealing with people, assisting people. And thank God I'm going to marry a man that actually wants to do the same thing in terms of motivational speaking. Yes.